Hello everybody, I'm PhenomSage, and welcome to a video that I've actually wanted to make quite a while. I've followed anime channels for a while before even starting to make consistent anime content, and something that would always just really be entertaining and fascinating to me is just watching people go through the anime season, the upcoming anime season, and say what they're watching and what they're not watching. I don't know why. I just really enjoy those kinds of videos, and I'm so happy that I'm now in a position where I can make one myself, because I've wanted to make one for a while too. So that's what we're doing. We're going over winter 2018, and we're going to talk about what I'm watching, what I'm not watching, and what I might consider watching if one of you tells me to. And first of all, shout out to Zinzu and Rukaroa on YouTube in the comments. I was originally going to use Mal to just go down and look at everything, but they suggested AniChart, and AniChart actually has this really useful thing where I can color code series as I go through here, so you guys, you can just skip around the video and look at what I've color coded certain things. So that's going to be really helpful, and it'll make it clear which ones I'm checking out, which ones I'm not, etc, etc. So yeah, green are must-watches, things that I'm definitely going to watch the first episode of. Yellow are things that I'm thinking about checking out, but I might not unless one of you suggests it, which then I might check it out. And then red is just like, I don't really care. It'd have to take some convincing to make me watch the whatever I mark in red. So that's going to be interesting. I'm not like other anime channels though. I'm not going to be covering literally everything I mark in green here. In fact, it's probably going to be narrowed down to 1-2 series at the max that I'm reviewing next season. So it's going to be interesting. Like always, I will be deciding what I'm reviewing based on just whichever is interesting me the most. So that's going to be fun. I think that's all I have to say before I get into this. So let's just start, before I go through just every single one and just mark every single one, let's just get right into the must-watches, the ones that I'm very excited for and recommend you guys to check the first episodes out too, just because they look so good. For one, the one that I'm probably the most excited for, where is it? There it is. I don't see a lot of people talking about this series, but it's looking so damn good. That Uchu Yori greatness. And I think the official translation on Crunchyroll is a place further than the universe. I think another translation for it is a story that leads to the Antarctica. Figuring out what to title this thing, if I decide to review it, is going to be so hard. But just everything that I've seen, let's see if we could just quickly go to this. Check out this PV for yourself. It is just, it is so up my alley. It looks so good. So that's gonna be fun. Otherwise, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be watching that first episode. Definitely, if it's as good as I think it is, I'm going to be doing a first impressions video on it, and I will probably be reviewing it if it turns out as good as I wanted to. The only thing that's worrying is that I don't think it says it on AniChart. That's the one downside to AniChart, is I can't see all of the genre tags for each show. But I checked on Mal, and this has an adventure genre tag, and that's it. And I love that. I was kind of worried that this would be a slice of life, just because I like slice of life shows. It's just harder for me to cover them weekly, but the fact that this is just a straight up adventure show makes it a lot more promising to me as something that I can check out weekly. So I'm very excited for that. I recommend you guys go watch that PV. It's so good. I'm really excited for it. And Madhouse, of course, always going to deliver. Same character designers as Hunter x Hunter 2011, which is amazing. You can totally see it if you watch that PV. I was getting total Gon and Killua vibes. So that's awesome. Let's go on to the next one. Here's the obvious one, right? Violet Evergarden. Everybody's going to be watching this. It's Kyoto Animation. It's been heavily anticipated ever since that first commercial. It's just looking fantastic. I can't say anything else that hasn't been said about it already. The PV, the latest PV, just the orchestra fucking put tears in my eyes. It was so beautiful. I am very excited for this. This is another thing where I'm just wondering, if it's going to turn into like a slice of life type deal, but it doesn't have slice of life in the genre tag. Here, this one does. Drama fantasy. That's awesome to me. I think this will be a show very worth covering weekly, and I will most definitely be doing a first impressions video for it if that first episode is as good as I want it to be. Super looking forward to it. Ironically, not the Kyoto animation project I'm most looking forward to this year, but it's still very exciting. I've been looking, like, ever since that first commercial, I've been waiting for this series, and it's finally here. So that's awesome. Very excited for that. So those are the two series that I'm like definitely like I feel like I'm absolutely going to review those series. But there are a few other must-watches for me that I'm very interested in, even if I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be reviewing them or covering them. Let's get into this Hakumei to Mikochi. I don't know. I think it's like, I forget what the official translation for this is. It's like the little people. It says in the logo. Hold on. I'll check real quick. This is very professional. The tiny little life in the woods. And I don't know what else to say about this other than it just looks beautiful. This looks like a gorgeous series. I should have shown a little bit more of that PV just so you got an idea. Like, you could tell just from that thumbnail, it looks gorgeous. Lurch coming through like always. Kuzu no Honkai was a gorgeous series last year. Technically this year. So I have high hopes for this. It's giving me a lot of Made in Abyss vibes, which I'm so down for. The art style is awesome. I know it's not going to be Made in Abyss. It looks like fantasy slice of life. This is looking like a, it's looking like just a normal, just chilled out show with tiny people, which is such a neat concept to me. Oh, Lurch is doing this paneling again? They did that with Kuzu no Honkai and I loved it. But yeah, that's looking good. I like I said, I'm not sure if I'm gonna cover it just because that slice of life tag really scares me. It's probably not gonna be a series that I want to cover weekly, but it's definitely gonna be a show that I'm watching weekly. I'm gonna check out that first episode, maybe do a first impressions on it. So I'm excited for this. This is looking really fun. So put that in green. There we go. Next, where is it? Darling in the Franxx. I feel like after Violet Evergarden, this is the next one that like everybody's looking forward to, and for good reason. We haven't had a Trigger show since I think 2016 with Kisniver. It's been a while. Technically, this is an A1 collaboration, which is hilarious that they don't put it here because they don't want people knowing A1 is working on it. It just turned people away like, ew, A1, get out of here. But Trigger sells copies or whatever. People will definitely check it out because of Trigger. I'm not too sold on the PVs. I've checked out the PVs. They're not that great. I'm more so like interested in it's a must watch for me purely because of Trigger's legacy and because I've really enjoyed the key art that they put out. So that's going to be fun. I don't know what to expect from this series. It's going to be a mecha series, which is really interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I think it could be good. I think it could be good. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just not sure if I'm going to cover it. But I will definitely be watching it because it's Trigger. I've got to watch it. And that's that. Right over here, Fate Extra. Shaft is Shaft. I don't really have to say anything more about that. I watch anything Shaft, so we're good there. Except for Sengatsu no Lion. I'm sorry. I seriously need to catch up on that. But yeah, seriously though, the PV for this is looking fantastic. Way better than that Apocrypha trash. Get that out of here. No, but seriously, I'm very excited for this. I don't really know what to expect because I haven't played the Fate Extra game. I'm not really sure what to expect in terms of tone, plot, etc. So it's going to be interesting, but it's definitely something that I want to check out. I've checked out the first episodes of everything Fate that I'm aware of. So it's going to be interesting. And I just really love that Shaft is attached to this project. They're going to bring something really unique. I think... Is Shinbo attached to this project? He is! Akiyuki Shinbo on that direction! You know we're getting some crazy direction in this series. Oh man, I am so excited. I completely forgot that Shimbo was working on this. Oh my god, that's amazing. Awesome. And then you have Nasu on the series comp, which I think this is the first time that he's ever written for a Fate series before. So that's pretty cool, getting the original creator in on the anime adaptation. So you got Shinbo and Nasu on that project. That's basically a guarantee that that's looking real good. So I'm excited for that. One more. No, two more. So we have this Hakata Tonkotsu Ramens, right? And I had no idea about this beforehand, and it's looking real good. It's giving me some Baccano vibes. I would say it's probably no. These last two are the ones that I think I'm not so sure if they'll turn out like good, but I'm still excited for them and they look good. So I will definitely be checking out the first episode. But yeah, I'm getting some Baccano vibes from this, a very noir style setting. Maybe not noir, but like just like that kind of crime thriller type of setting. It's based on a light novel, which is really interesting. Hopefully the dialogue is a bit snappy because of that source adaptation. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. I'll be checking out the first episode, see how I like it. And then finally, the final series that I'm like really probably going to check out the first episode because it was really interesting to me is this Kokkoku Greatness. And maybe it's too soon to attach the word greatness to this series. This is another one where I'm not sure if this could go one way or the other way. It's looking good. It's looking like an interesting concept, even if not this key art, but there was another key art for it that just looked absolutely horrible. Like they put these still Photoshop images on a background. It looks so bad. This one looks much better. So I'm very interested in this. I'm interested and I'm cautiously excited for this project. There's not really much else to say about these. I'm not as excited for these last two as I am for the rest, but I'm still excited, and I will check out the first episode, maybe do a first impressions if it turns out good. Now, before I get into like, we'll just quickly go through the rest of these real quick, but before I do, I just want to talk about some of these other things I'm interested in covering but aren't attached to like the weekly series. For one, I want to cover this Sayonara no Asa ni Yakusoku Yakusoku. I'm trying to pronounce it. I'm not really sure what the English translation is. What is this? No English translation? AniList, you're failing me. Mal has that. Anyways, this PV looks amazing. It's a movie. I'm really interested in this. Obviously, this isn't coming out for 2 months, so I don't have to worry about that for a while, but I just wanted to express my initial interest in this project just because it's looking really good, and it's an original, which is very interesting to me. Alright, and finally, oh wait, sorry, I forgot to mark that in green. Okay. And then we have 3 in this OVA ONA thing that I want to cover, or at least check out. 2 of them belong to Netflix. This Be the Beginning, looking really cool. I'm so down for this. All of the episodes are going up at once because it's Netflix, so that's cool. Production IG, that's pretty hype. Sci-fi mystery, like it's just cool. It looks cool. It's about a serial killer, or like investigating a serial killer. I'm trying not to look too much into the synopsises of things that I care about, just because I want to go in knowing as little as possible while still being interested. But yeah, that's all you need to know. I'm interested in checking out this Be the Beginning, so I will be watching that when it comes out. And then same for this Devilman Crybaby. This is coming out, I believe, in a few weeks, actually. Yeah, 2 weeks, January 5th, I think. This is going to be really interesting because I've heard great things about the source material. So I'm really looking forward to that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to cover it just on the 5th when it comes out. I'll be so busy. That's the beginning of the season, so I'll be busy with all these other projects. But I will do my best to watch it when I have the spare time and maybe make a video on it if I you know, like it. And then finally, this Mob Psycho AMV, this OVA for Mob Psycho 100. You know I'm watching this. Oh man, I'm so excited. That Reagan. It's going to be good. I don't know if I'll do a review on it, but I will definitely be watching that, so that's looking real cool. And then there's Attack on Titan here, but that's a recap, so I don't really care. Yeah, And hopefully we get a season 2 announcement at this OVA. I doubt it, but that would be cool. All right, now let's go through all of these just real quick. I'm not going to spend too much time on all of these at all. Basilisk, I've heard good things. I saw that PV. It's looking interesting. I could be convinced to check it out, although it's connected to another series I feel like I have to watch this, so that's leaning into red territory just because I'd have to watch another series to do it. If you give me some information and tell me that I don't have to watch another series, I would be interested in maybe checking out that first episode. Beatless, first of all, that key art is trash. I think I saw a PV for this and it looked okay. So I'm down, I guess. I could be convinced to watch that first episode if it's amazing. I do not have high hopes for that, but you know, you never know. Cardcaptor Sakura, I haven't seen the, I think this is the second season, right? I'm almost positive this is the second season. So, sequel manga, yeah. So, I don't know if it's a second season, but it's a future continuation past, just because I'd have to watch other stuff. I've heard great things about that, though, so don't take any offense to that. I'm sure that's going to be a great series. Citrus, this is interesting to me, because I would totally be interested in checking out a series like this. I've been so down with these more drama-focused romances, but I've just gotten too many last year. Too many, and not enough of them turned out that great. So, and normally this would be a green. I would definitely be checking out that first episode. This is a yellow for me right now. Unless I'm hearing like some great things about that first episode, I'm not checking it out. Just because I'm burnt out on these like drama romances at the moment. I had enough. I got my fill last year. I'm good. I can wait a few seasons for another one. Anime Caravan, what? A smartphone adaptation, let's put that in the red. I'm not feeling that. This isekai trash, not really. I saw the PV for this. It's looking not great. I'm gonna skip that as well. Like I said, if you have very strong opinions towards one of these series I put in red, just put it in the comments and I'll give it a second look, see if it's me, if it's something I want to check out. Gakuen Babysitters, again, not really something I'm into. Second season of Gen no Guardian, that PV looked and I haven't seen the first season, so it's whatever. Grand Crest Senki, I don't think I've heard of this, or I don't think I've seen this. Let me just read this synopsis real quick. I don't know. That's seeming pretty generic to me. I'll put it in the yellow. If you guys say something, maybe I'll check it out. Why does this look like Killua? What is going on here? New anime adaptation of... Again, looking really generic. Not a fan. I'm gonna skip that unless one of you says it. Second season, skipped. 15th Precure series. Jesus, I don't have the time for that. Even though I've heard good things about the Precure series, I just don't have the time. Idol 7, no. Junji Ito, this is an interesting one. I was interested in checking this out. Definitely not gonna make any videos on it just because these are a bunch of short stories. It's not really worth covering each week, but I think I will be watching this series. That's a green for me. I will at least be watching that first episode just because I've really enjoyed some Junji Ito series that one-shots that I've read, and I know I need to read that one series they did that everybody talks about, but I've really enjoyed his short stories, so I'm down to check that out. This is interesting because everybody has been talking about this PV really blew up, and I can see why. It looks like a fun little chill show to watch. Definitely not something I would consider reviewing, but it does look like a fun show. So, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to check out that first episode unless it gets good reviews. So, I'll pass on that. Or not pass. I'll think about it because I did like that PV and people are excited for it, so I'll think about it. This is, when I saw this, it looked like a Drifter's knockoff, and then I checked out the PV. It is not looking good. It looks like it would be fun, like if you're just looking for like a fun series to make fun of. So skipping that, unless one of you tells me otherwise. Light & Films is a good studio though, so I'm sure the animation in that PV looked pretty good. So hopefully that turns out all right. But I will not be checking out unless one of you guys recommends it to me. This Koiwa Amagari or Amagari, I don't know. This is interesting because I had not heard about this until a few days ago, and it's a really interesting concept to me. The only problem is, again, I'm just really burnt out on these romance dramas. I'm just like not feeling them as much recently. I'm gonna put this on yellow. If the concept, the synopsis, if you read this, it's very, very deep or very heavy, and I could see it being a really good series. I'm just like, I'm not really in the mood for it right now, but Wit Studio will deliver. I saw that PV. It's looking gorgeous. Wit Studio continuing to deliver. It's interesting to me that, like, Magus just has, sometimes it has this really underwhelming animation, and it's probably because they've spread their studio so thin. They're working on this. They're working on the Attack on Titan OVAs. They're working on a movie. I think they're working on that Pokemon movie. Like, they're really spread thin. I think they have another series this season, actually. Other than Magus. I don't know, but it's just interesting to me. We see this a lot with studios. The first season of Boku no Hero actually suffered from subpar animation for Bones standards because Bones' staff was just completely involved in Mob Psycho 100, so it made sense that Boku no Hero would get the short end of the stick, which is why season 2 looked a lot better. Yeah, I just want to tangent there. What is this? I don't know about this. That's not looking whatever. This Mitsubishi colors, meh. I don't like this. These things are just. Who are you gonna call? You're ripping off Ghostbusters now? Oh my god, that's an instant red. Just disrespecting Ghostbusters like that. March and Madchin, I saw the PV for this. Let me read the synopsis real quick. Yo. You know what? This could be actually kind of interesting. I'll put it on that yellow. If I hear good things, I'll check it out. Because that I just like that concept there. I haven't really like seen that explored in an anime. Seven Deadly Sins, haven't watched it. Still need to watch that, I know. Oh man, you guys are gonna yell at me for this. I haven't seen Overlord season 1, so that's a pass for me too. Pop Team Epic. I will probably be checking out that first episode. It's just something you have to. Come on, look at that. You have to. That's looking like it's gonna be something special. Gourmet comedy that loves ramen. Yeah, pass. I love ramen as much as the next guy, but I don't want a series about it. Shogi. Why would I not just watch Sengatsu no Lion if I wanted Shogi? Second season of Psyche. I'll pass again. Piero working on something else weird. Sanrio, Danshi, what is this? That's a red, I think. It's so interesting. Like, this is the interesting thing about anime seasons. I go in expecting to love some of these things I put in green. I could easily see like one of these things I put in red just ending up at like an 8.4 or something ridiculous. I'm like, oh my god, I need to check this out. Why is it so high? And I'll just look like a complete fool for marking it in red on this list. That's kind of what I love about the anime season, though, is that, like, you go in expecting to like one thing, and you just walk out liking something you hadn't even heard of. That's what happened with Hosuki. That's what happened with Made in Abyss. Like, that's what I love about the anime season. You just, like, you find all these interesting and unique experiences that you, like, wouldn't have heard about before. So yeah, if one of these turns out good, don't roast me too hard. I just, you know, either I'm not too interested initially, or it's a second season. I'm sure Overlord season 2 is going to be at like an 8.90,000. So it's whatever. It's okay. No description for this. The key art isn't looking great, so I'll pass. That is the most boring synopsis I've ever read. Pass. Seriously, is that what the entire series is about? A1, come on. You're better than this. Toji no Miko. That's a pass. Like, none of these are really interesting me. Fourth season, pass. Yodo Camp. Oh, let's just pass this because I saw that this was a second season. That's slice of life. I was about to, after reading that, I was like, is this a slice of life? Yeah. Alright, well, I think that's the entire season. I'll just slowly scroll through this. So actually, that's not really going to help anybody. So yeah, let's just look at these leftovers. Sengatsu. I know I need to watch Sengatsu. I got it. I know I really need to. I'm sorry. It looks amazing. I seriously need to catch. I watched the first episode last year, and then like season 2 came out. It looks so good. Black Clover. No. Duzere. No. Garo. No, even though Garo I've been hearing good things about, but no. Kupao, I don't know what the fuck that is. Ooh, they're doing shorts for these chibi bits. I feel like I hated the chibi bits in the show proper, but I feel like I might enjoy like just little shorts with them. So I might check that out. Ancient Magus I gotta catch up on before episode 12, just so I can do that that core 1 discussion. Osamatsu, haven't seen it. And then Pingu, nothing will even come close to Pingu. This is going to be anime of the decade, so let's not worry about that. Any TV shorts I'm interested in? Nope. Movies, I already went over this. No movies I'm really interested in other than this Sayonara, so we're going to be fine there. And the OVAs I already covered, so I think we're good. I think we're good, and I think we covered it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know, like I said, these are just my initial thoughts on all of these series. If you want me to check out a certain series that you're excited for, just leave it in the comments. Tell me why you're excited for it. Obviously, if it's a second season or like a sequel season to something else, chances are I probably won't have time to cover it. So if you can, try and keep those recommendations to the original or new series out of this season over the sequel seasons. And I know tons of you, maybe not tons of you, but I know some people probably want me to check out Overlord. I'm sure it's a fine series. I just don't have the time right now. I'll watch it someday. It's going to be fun that way. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Leave your recommendations to me in the comments. And I hope this put some shows on your radar that you weren't initially excited for, because I am super excited for some of these series that people aren't talking about, especially this Uchiyori. It's looking so good. Oh man, check that PV out, like I said. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next video, probably going to be that Made in Abyss chapter review on Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, have a good day.